So Jude's a character who seems to not be in much favor of labels. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, Jude is definitely someone who's not into people calling him one thing or the other. He doesn't like to be known as gay or anything along those lines. And I don't necessarily think that he just doesn't like being gay. I think that he is scared of what labels can do, that the negative effect of labels can have. I don't necessarily think that he's not proud of who he is or that he's comfortable with who he is. I think that he just knows that a lot of people in this world aren't accepting of when people are who they are, open. And so I think that that's why he's a little scared about being so open about who he is and being labeled as something, because a lot of times that can put you in a position that isn't necessarily true.
Now, this whole being scared, will that cause some conflict with Connor at any point?
Yeah, it will. It kind of already has, with them wanting to deciding whether or not they want to openly share their relationship. It's already caused a little conflict there, but I think that it kind of continues in the future. And upcoming episode, there's almost a very tragic moment, but it's quickly resolved by the two. So it does affect their relationship a little bit more in the future.
Does that tragic moment have anything to do with the LGBTQ prom?
Possibly, yeah. There's of course going to be a little bit of drama there. It was a great episode to film, and I'm excited for people to see it because there is a lot of good parts. There's a lot of interesting points, and yes, that is when you get to see maybe an argument, I would say, between the two of them. So.
Was Jude surprised with how accepting Donald was when he found out?
I think Jude was very surprised. I think that Jude was scared that his father was going to be kind of like Adam and not necessarily accept who Jude was and how he felt about himself. And I think that that is one thing that freaked Jude out, is that, Donald would act just like Adam and be against it, and Donald wouldn't necessarily want to see Jude or want to hang out with him or be there for him. And I think that that was something that really scared Jude. But knowing that Donald was there for him and very accepting of him being gay, I think that Jude was ecstatic. I mean, he was so happy to have his dad be there and support him, seeing what Adam had felt towards Connor.
And do you think seeing Steph and Lena and their kind of relationship might make Adam more acceptable in time? Or
I think
accepting?
so. I think that Adam kind of seeing the relationship that Steph and Lena have might kind of put a better perspective of how Connor and Jude's relationship might be, and I think that it kind of helps to show Adam that two adult women married is basically the same as an adult male and adult female married. There's not a real difference other than the fact that there's two moms or two dads or a dad and a mom. So I think that he will start to see a little bit more about all of that.
Can you talk about reaction on Twitter and that sort of thing with the whole Jonnor thing and when it came together? I mean, people seemed overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, no, it was incredible. People were so just. They never, none of us really ever imagined Jonnor taking over so many different relationships. I mean, it's passed up. Apparently, from what I've been told, it's been bigger than Bradley. It's almost as big as Steph and Lena. What is their ship name? Stefana? I don't know. I don't even know. But it's passed up a lot of relationships on the show that they thought were going to be the biggest of them all, and it's not. And so I think that the positive feedback and everyone saying such good things about it has made us so happy of what we're doing, and we're so proud to be a part of it. Mm-hmm. And it's super exciting that so many fans are behind us on this and that they're so excited about it.
Now, I was watching some early episodes of the show, and even very early on, Connor is mentioned before we even saw him. Were you told what kind of direction the characters might take from the start?
Yes. From close to the beginning, maybe season 2, the beginning of season 2, they kind of talked to me about wanting to take Jude and have him gay. And so I was much younger. I'm still very young, but I was even younger when they first presented this idea. And my mom was a little scared about me being so young and portraying this role, and I was a little scared about me not necessarily knowing everything about myself at such a young age. So I think that we took a little bit of time, and I always had that thought in the back of my mind that they wanted to do this. And as I got a little bit older, I got a little more comfortable with myself, and it wouldn't necessarily confuse me in any way. And they said, "Can we do it?" And I said yes.
Now, 15 years ago on Dawson's Creek, Kerr Smith played a young gay teen, one of the first on television. Have you discussed that at all with him since he's on the Fosters?
Not a lot, no. A couple different times, Kerr said, he's told me that he played a young gay teen on Dawson's Creek, and that if I wanted to talk to him about anything or about any of the feedback that he got, or kind of compare then to now, that I was totally open to ask him any questions that I wanted to, or talk to him about anything that I needed to. And he was very open about making sure that I was comfortable with that, and just kind of making sure how I felt. So I haven't talked to him too much about that, but a little bit.
Cool.